First up is the island of Dolls. It is tucked away in the Xochimilco Canal south of Mexico City, but it has become a favored tourist attraction for its population of creepy dolls. According to local legend, when the island's only occupant found a drowned girl in the canal and a doll nearby, he began hanging dolls around the island. Now thousands are strung among the trees. It's unclear if he did so to honor the girl or to ward off any nefarious spirits. The island is only accessible by boat. Chernobyl is a closed but not fully decommissioned nuclear power station in the restricted Chernobyl exclusion zone north of Kyiv, Ukraine. The facility was evacuated on April 27, 1986 after a catastrophic nuclear accident, still regarded as the most devastating nuclear accident in history. Abandoned structures reveal the frantic pace of abandoning the city of nearby Pripyat. The Capuchin catacombs of Palermo are burial crypts in Palermo, Sicily, in southern Italy. They draw visitors as a somewhat gruesome tourist attraction. The catacombs act as a cemetery to an estimated 8,000 mummies that line the walls. Some of the human remains are now skeletal, while the catacombs also hold well-preserved bodies. The last body was interred at the site in 1920. A dwindling aging population and low youth retention rate in Negro, Japan, has left behind a shrinking village. Artist Ayano Tsukimi reportedly moved back to her hometown to find a lessened local population. In response, she created life-size dolls to place around the village to give it a sense of life. Atlas Obscura reports there are now at least 350 toy citizens inhabiting the village. The so-called door to hell or gate to hell is a natural gas crater in Dur, Turkmenistan. The crater is the result of a natural gas field that collapsed into an underground cavern in 1971. Geologists reportedly set it on fire to curb the spread of methane gas, but it continues to burn. The hanging coffins of Sagada are just a few of the cliffside burials around the world. The tombs in the Philippines reportedly follow an ancient funeral custom that entombs the deceased in coffins attached to rock faces or within caves in the face of cliffs. Ancient literature from the Tang dynasty suggests the coffins' placements corresponded with status, while others say the placements prevented animals from reaching the bodies and did not take up value farm space for burials, according to CNN. Philippines Lifestyle reports that the Sagada people have practiced such burials for more than 2,000 years, and that some of the coffins are well over a century old. Once a sanatorium to reportedly house people with fatal tuberculosis, the site in Germany was converted into a military hospital complex used during World War I. Adolf Hitler is said to have been treated at the site after he was wounded in the war. The primarily abandoned complex still features grumbling surgical and psychiatry wards. A small portion of the complex is reportedly still used for neurological rehabilitation and Parkinson's research. Bran Castle, also known as Dracula's Castle, is a national monument and landmark in Romania. Many associate vampires with Transylvania, the region in central Romania, in large part because of Bram Stoker's Dracula. The House of Draculesti ruled Transylvania hundreds of years ago, and one ruler, Vlad III, is said to have been so barbaric that he earned the name Vlad the Impaler. All you need to know is that scenes from The Shawshank Redemption were filmed in this former prison in Mansfield, Ohio. Legend says that it's haunted, a convincing notion as plenty of inmates died during their sentences, and they just might still be roaming the halls here. It's no longer in operation, it closed in 1990, but you can go on a guided or self-guided tour between Thursdays and Sundays throughout the year, if you dare. For a deeper thrill, book a public ghost hunt or Escape from Blood Prison, a haunted house meets escape room. Normally sculptures are inspiring, not scary, but Vajorangkonan is not your run-of-the-mill sculpture park. Named for the artist who created the 550 concrete sculptures within, all human figures in a forested setting, it can appear overwhelming, as if you are being watched or maybe even judged. Some sculptures even sport human teeth. Described as a reclusive artist, Ronkonen died in 2010, but the forest attracts thousands of visitors each year.